Today on Rival Stage, we'll be introducing Cheap Shots, a budget-friendly deck list video. We'll be looking at two fan favorites from the latest Critical Role set, Heroes of Exandria. I'm Nick.
I'm Ryan.
And let's take a look at our deck building rules for Cheap Shots.
Alright, so the rules of me and Nick set ourselves for Cheap Shots, they're pretty simple. Is we did one challenger deck or starter deck to get some bases of cards. And the rest are commons, uncommons, and rares, but we only limit ourselves to 12. And also, of course, no URs, no SRs to keep this as budget friendly as possible.
Hey, welcome into the video, everyone. So we decided to make some cheap shots here to kind of introduce some people to picking up these characters for the first time, maybe, or you're picking up the game for the first time even. We wanted to have some kind of decks that wouldn't really break the bank or anything, so I think we have some pretty cool things here. Ryan, did you have fun actually building this deck? Because I kind of had a blast.
I actually had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was really cool, giving yourself those limitations, as somebody who you and I try to play pretty competitively, to really scale it back. It was totally a different ball game. So, when you're building these decks and you're looking at the symbols, you're like, okay, I need this, and you slowly start to realize, like, wait a second, these are really expensive, or URs or SRs, and so you had to kind of really scale yourself back. So it was a really cool challenge, and I'm actually really happy with how my deck list turned out. I think you are too.
Yeah, I would honestly, if I was teaching somebody how to play this game and they already had some understanding of card games, I would use these deck lists because they look like they're a lot of fun in the first place to play. And I don't know, I really like Vex and Vax as characters, so
no, for sure.
I think it's super
I would totally build this in real life and have it like ready for a new player and be able to teach them and kind of show them how it works, and I think they would really like it based on how they're built.
Well, let's pretend I'm a new player here, and why don't you show me how Vax works here, because I kind of get the gist of it right away here, but let's start with the character and bring us through it.
Yeah, we got Vaxeldan Daggermaster, whose keywords are Thief and Vox Machinima. 6 hand size, 29 life. First enhance is this attack gets +X damage or -X speed. X equals the number of cards in your card pool. And then it has a response. After you play your third attack this turn, your rival discards 1 card and you draw 1 card. It is on the air, death, and void symbols. Character is really cool. Before, this character was really broken with combined firepower. As many of you know, you're able to stack your card pool up really quick, give something a bunch of damage. But now with that gone, we kind of have to scale it back, and also combined firepower is a UR, so we're not going to be able to use it for this challenge. We'll hop right into the deck. Starting off with my challenger deck that I started with, I actually went with the Ghidorah Challengers deck. I went with that because I needed a decent 0, and I also needed some sort of okay stage destruction to get you out of deadlock, and that comes in with Space Tear and Quick Arrival. So we'll go in difficulty. My 0s is Syndicate Target. You might be asking, hey, wait a second, Syndicate Target is part of the Bebop set.
Yeah.
Well, I broke the rules a little bit, and I'm saying, hey, you know what? You can go get retro Syndicate Targets, because those were in a box set of the Cowboy Bebop set. So I broke the rules a little bit, but it's a really good 0, so I kind of wanted it.
Yeah, honestly, with when you have the deck restrictions like this, you kind of do have to break it a little bit sometimes. So I definitely respect it. I definitely respect it.
I remember after we were talking about how to make the list, you're like, oh, only 1 challenger. So I was like, oh wait, Syndicate Target's in my list, and I was like, hey, you know what? You can get that in a box set.
Oh yeah.
And it would probably be cheaper.
Yeah.
So so Syndicate Target's my 0, Space Terror is my 0. My 1 diffs, I have Defying Fate, just as some good speed hate with low block. Selling Old Debts, draw cards, Quick Revival, as I said, for stage destruction, treasure hunting for more card draw. Bell Role Model is a cool tech piece to be able to seal something on your rival stage, and also really good deadlock. The craziest interaction in this deck that I really like a lot is Breakdancing. Breakdancing's cool because it adds a card the top deck, the top card of your deck to your stage for +2 minus speed, and it also basically says -1 speed on Vax. So it's -1 speed on everything, and it just ignores progressive while that card's in your card pool. So it's pretty cool. Keiko's Aid. If you're on these 3 symbols, I think you should be playing this card. Just crazy good defense. Latent skill, I maxed out. I love the card draw. Mikasa defeats the female Titan for a little bit of defense, being able to block throws and just being able to block everything if you don't have the right block mod. And then Tinker's Touch, really cool card because everything's a weapon, and then you can either stun something, give it powerful EX to kill somebody. Moving on to the assets, 1 vertical maneuvering equipment. Card's broken. It's great momentum out, +/-3 speed change to zone, and also free 2 damage when you need it.
And it's also an uncommon.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
All day. Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
Other rare slide I took is Showdown. Just classic good card. Being able to block with it and commit 2 of your rival's foundations, so you can swing back, so you can backswing. Also, being able to cancel an action of theirs is also really useful. Let's move on to attacks. So the cool attack that I use in my rare slot is called Stabbing Dagger. This Blitz. If your rival has 15 or more cards in their discard pile, this attack gets +2 speed, +2 damage. And it's a 3 diff, 3 low for 3. So essentially, if they have 15 cards in their card pool, it's a 5 low for 5 plus whatever Vex gives it. Also, it has the Thief Blitz that your rival mills cards until they mill an attack. Vex is a thief, so it works out with there. So if you have to play this early, it just mills more cards for you, so you can get to that 15 faster. And it also unlocks treasure hunting as well, because that card is also looking for 15 cards in your rival's discard pile. Instant Shining Flash, an oldie but a goodie. Card just does everything you want. Gets rid of their momentum, is a weapon, then flip for -1 difficulty to your next 4i for 4 with a great low block. Alchemical Satchel Toss, powerful 2. After this deck is blocked, your rival commits 2 foundations. Just basically says, hey, do you really want to block this? Biting Dagger, some cool tech, 4 mid for 4. After you play this card, seal rival foundation, so you get to seal something that is going to be bothersome. Backstab, this one's a little bit weird, but it works. Your rival discards 1 card, they can flip 2 foundations to cancel this ability. It works really well with, like, if this is Vax's 3rd attack, they're potentially discarding 2, so they have to make some decision making with that. And finally, Throat Slitter, 5 mid for 5. Your rival discards 1 card. If this attack deals damage, your rival draws 1 card. The ultimate, this is your 3rd attack on Vax, essentially says that this is your 3rd weapon attack. They're going to discard 2 cards potentially, and if you're already playing, this is your 3rd attack, more than likely they're only going to have 1 or 2 cards left in their hand. So basically, it's just going to be wide open. Right, you're going to be able to send this for pump all the damage onto it, and hopefully knock your opponent out with it. But yeah, that's the deck. I think it's really cool. I love the breakdancing stuff. I love the tech pieces. Nick, let's see your deck.
Well, I thought my deck was pretty cool, actually, honestly. And then I saw yours, and I'm like, all right, I think we were on some cool lines here together.
Yeah.
With this Vex deck, if you take a look at the character right away, pretty straightforward. Vexalia, Protector of the Wilds. She's a Hunter, Vox Machina, Warden, 629 character. Enhance once per turn. Build 1 ally asset or ally backup from your card pool. If you did, and it is your turn, draw 1 card. And she also has Response, flip 1 foundation. After your ranged or weapon attack is not blocked, unflip 1 foundation. So she's kind of locked in to some keywords here for the attack lineup, but she's kind of locked into 3 keywords. She's got range, she's got weapon, but then she's also got ally assets or ally backups. So it's kind of a diverse deck. If we take a look at it here, it's pretty straightforward in terms of distribution. I tried to keep it as simple as possible, even though this is supposed to be a budget-friendly deck. I absolutely had to max out on my rares. Starting at the top over here with our foundations, we have 3 copies of Surprising Skill, just a fantastic anti-seal protection card, anti-stun card as well. Practical Studies, because we are going to need to actually hit to proc this ability here, so it is important that we are getting that free +1 speed. And the Deadlock Enhance is pretty fantastic as well too. I feel like you kind of want that, and especially if you can get it in a budget deck, why not? I included 2 copies of this card, Curious About Quirks, because Vex is able to flip things back. So if your rival plays in a character ability, which ideally they will be doing constantly throughout the game, you can get yourself a card out of it, at least once or twice. But also having a nice mid block is never a bad thing. I included 3 copies of Gathering Supplies, just so I have a way to sacrifice foundations to avoid deadlock and to give more speed and make sure I'm actually hitting. 4 copy of the card Desperate Plea as an uncommon, which is almost like a free rare if you think about it with how good
it is
that card
crazy. It is very crazy.
Where would you rate Desperate Plea on like a power scale, like a 1 to 10?
An 8 or a 9?
Absolutely.
I mean, the fact that you can block with an Airy and then build it down and just get Airy for free is so crazy. And the fact that it just doesn't limit it to foundations, that you can block with anything, a backup, an asset, even an attack to build it face down is crazy.
Yeah, Desperate Plea is just a great card all around, honestly. After that, I have 2 copies of Woodland Distraction in, and that's just a little tech piece. It's a 6 check, and when it gets unflipped, which ideally I'll be doing, it can make my rival commit something, which is never a bad thing. 4 copies of Keiko's Aid, because you are 100% correct. If you're playing any of these symbols, you have access to this card. You need to be playing it as like a 3 over 4 of. It absolutely, it benefits you so much just for playing a block, and allows you to hold more cards to go into your next turn with. After that, I put in 4 copies of a Trinket for Vex. Now this is from the Vox Machina Critical Role starter, and this is the starter deck that I used because, as we'll get into it later on, we're going to need Trinket. So 4 copies of this that come in the starter deck. It basically is going to be looking for Trinket, and if there is Trinket in there, then all my attacks start getting a little crazy for a flip cost.
Yes.
And I can search Trinket and build it with the momentum. So fantastic card, automatically 4 of here. I also included Tinker's Touch. This is like a haymaker in cheap shots.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
You get a little bit of everything there.
And it's crazy because then your character could unflip it, so you can get multiple uses out of it, which is crazy.
Yeah, for the other cost of quote unquote removing 1 card from your discard pile, as if that's a real cost, sometimes. So I was like, for sure. I only put 2 copies in because I feel like I have a lot of other abilities on my attacks that can hopefully help me out. But if I was gonna give this to somebody, I might modify it up to 3.
Yeah.
3 copies of the rare Shape Changer's skill. This is from Critical Role. Now this is good because it lets you flip 1 foundation. So if you have nothing in your stage that's currently flipped over, you can, if you hit with Vex, you'll have something to unflip back, which is good.
Yeah, like flip with a distraction, and then unflip it to be able to get the rival commit. It's cool.
Yeah, the other thing I like about it too is if this card itself, when you flip it back, you get a card out of it, which is great for 6 hand sizers. Let's take a look at our backups here. There's 2 copies of this man, Jarrett Howarth. That's my apologies, Critical Role fans. Unique Ally Party Warrior. While this card is in your stage, your character is a warrior, which that doesn't really matter too much. But response, add this card to your card pool. Now remember, this is an ally going into my card pool. After your weapon attack is blocked, add it to your hand.
Yes.
Vex, if you remember, has that enhance once per turn. Build an ally asset or backup. So
that's very cool.
You get to kind of double up, which is really nice. I believe you can build this with Desperate Plea as well.
Yes, you can.
When you block.
Yes, you can.
So you can really get this out early and start punishing your opponent. I have 1 action here as a rare. This is Strategic Maneuver, and this is just another trinket find, because finding trinkets important. So that's really good here. And then the assets, obviously we have 2 copies of Trinket that come in the starter deck. and 1 copy of Airy, because Airy is also an ally, and being able to ready foundations is going to be important. As a 6-hand sizer, you don't get to build as many compared to other hand size, like 7-hand sizers or characters who have draw on their face. That's more easily accessible. So they'll be building a lot more. This kind of helps you keep up by keeping your things ready to go.
Absolutely.
And then finally, our attacks here. So our attack lineup's a little strange here, but that's the kind of attack lineups that I do. The first one here is a 3 difficulty Hunter's Arrow, and this is going to be on Blitz. It's going to look to see if you have a backup or an ally asset in your stage. So it's going to look for Trinket or Jarrett or Airy even, and if you do, this attack gets +1/+1. It's 3 difficulty, and I kind of like these 3 difficulty end of string attacks, especially when you're giving a little bit of incremental speed here and there, and you can hit your response a couple more times to ready important things in your card pool. You can also use Tinker's Touch to make this lethal, which is always fun.
How cool is it to like play Hunter's Arrow at the end of the string,
Yeah.
and then be like, yeah, I have a Trinket in play, it gets 1/1, add Trinket to my card pool. All of a sudden, this 3 diff is a 4 low for 8
Yeah.
without doing anything else, and that's like, okay,
Yeah.
catch, yeah, it's cool.
Depending on what turn of the game is too, you're not going to be able to just catch that. So
Yeah.
after that, I have Flaming Arrow. 2 copies of that in. It's a nice, powerful 3 card, high speed. It can be a game ender sometimes, so always good to have that around. Instant Shining Flash is a 3 of, like you said, it does everything here. It also the spending the 1 momentum, I think, is really overlooked by a lot of players who are new or getting into the game. That is a very important ability. Being able to knock your opponent off an extra powerful activation or EX activation can sometimes like be the game. So I really like Instant Shining Flash. Spinning Slash. Blitz, if your rival hasn't taken damage this turn, this attack gets +3 speed. It's a nice 4 difficulty that can get out of hand if it's the first card you play, especially early on when you don't have a lot of resources.
Yeah.
I'm going to hate saying this. Alchemical Satchel Toss is a fantastically good card, not just in cheap shots, but I think just overall. That whole after it's blocked, your rival commits to is, it's kind of mean. And then having Powerful 2 right on the face is also a little treat. And finally, I finished with 4 copies of Quick Draw Arrow. It's a 5 speed mid for 5 damage flash attack. It's a ranged weapon, so it will proc my abilities. But it's I don't know, I feel like it's a good kind of catch. You know, can you block 5 speed mid directly on face without going to enhanced step? Can you really handle like if this comes out early and you don't have the right mid block, or you're holding like a +3 mid block or something, and suddenly you check a 3 looking at an 8, like that might hit, and that could get going.
Yeah.
So I think damage is always a premium, and that's why I like 5 mid for 5. Yeah, I like it.
No, for sure.
There you go. So yeah, I think these are some pretty cool decks here, and they're fantastic starting points for anybody who would be getting into Critical Role or looking to play the Twins.
No, I think it's really sick. I think we really stretched what we could do with these characters. I think, man, I really like your deck. Vex doing trinket stuff is so cool.
Yeah.
And then the Jarrett interaction, I didn't even think of that, is even more cool.
The Jarrett is like the first time I'll be honest here. This is the first time I've wanted to build a backup into a deck on the main board.
Yes.
So I'm just like, okay, maybe we're onto something here with this.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
does everything that she wants. It's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. So that's our rules for cheap shots here. Those are our decks. So we came up with here. If you liked this video and you want to submit your own cheap shots deck list, feel free to reach out to Ryan or myself. We'll be more than happy to take a look at it. We might even feature it on another video. But we hope to be doing more of these with the upcoming Attack on Titan set. There's a lot of good characters that I'm already seeing, and some stuff that I wouldn't mind building and kind of getting my feet wet with certain archetypes that are showing up.
For sure. Attack on Titan definitely looks a little bit more power creepy compared to X, I would say, so far. We're about halfway through as we're recording this.
Yeah.
The reveal season, and some of the characters are going to be really crazy. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand in a good way, I think. So
Yeah.
I like that. But that's all we have for you today. My name is Nicholas.
And I'm Ryan Kogut.
All right, and thank you for watching. Have a good one.
Yep. Thank you guys.